Good morning, boys and girls. It is time now to venture ourselves into the maze of the openings. It is important. It is important to learn the lines, to memorize, understand, and apply them. Not just pure memory here, because at some point, if there is any tricks made by your opponent, you might not know what that means. So it's important that actually we understand the lines in the opening, and of course we memorize them, but understanding it's probably is the number one paramount element here. Now, what I think we should be doing, it's something that it's in its incipient stage, has to do with the scholar's bait. I'm talking about the king's pawn opening, queen wayward attack. So it's something that it's been practiced by a couple of GMs, including Magnus Carlsen, Richard Rapport, and they had success with this opening. It's something that many kids try and play, many young students try and play this, and they have some positive results. And normally, all the chess coaches tell their students, look, this is how you defend against the scholar's mate. But there are some elements here, guys, and actually, you could try and play this maybe at the club level against your opponents because it has some reservoir of interesting developments later in the game. So let me share the screen. Let me share the screen here. So I've picked up a game in between Magnus Carlsen and Perez Dominguez. So they played a blitz. Indeed, it was a blitz. I'm not sure if Magnus Carlsen would play this against, I don't know, in a classical game, against anyone in a classical game. I mean, if he were to face a super GM, I don't know if he would play this, but hey, he did play it in a blitz, and Richard Rapport played it in a bullet game. So let's just do it. Right, e4, e5, queen to h5. Now, that obviously tells us that we've got a queen attacking on e5, and now already the queen eyeing the f7 square. So that's an element for you guys to keep in mind. Knight c6, naturally, bishop c4. Now, we are absolutely familiar. We've discussed the scholar's mate. There is a film in my archive if you want to double check the bishop and the queen. So you must be aware that a checkmate is coming if you don't stop it. And obviously there are three good ways here to tackle it. By far the best is g6, which has been played by GM Dominguez. So g6 is the best. You could do queen e7 or queen e7, but the reason I don't really recommend these moves is because it takes from the knight and from the bishop, you know, the squares to develop. So don't play the queen, but g6 I think it's great. g6, queen f3. As you could see, guys, the danger is not yet gone, right? But not a problem. You continue and play knight f6. So that's exactly what I'm telling all my students to play with black. Nothing wrong, perfectly fine. Now, from the white's perspective, it doesn't mean you don't have to do it as long as you understand that black's probably most aggressive move at some point would be the knight to d4, attacking the queen and attacking on c2. So Magnus played knight e2, and I think that's what GM Richard Rapport played in the game against Saren, Grandmaster Saren. If we got time, probably we'll be showing that one as well. So knight e2 with the purpose of preventing the knight to get on d4. Bishop g7, d3. Right, so we want to get the bishop out. Okay, we want to defend the e4 in case the queen goes away. d6. Obviously, boys and girls, the d6 move, natural move, the bishop wants to come out. Probably g4, probably e6. And guess what? Magnus played h3. Obviously, h3 wants to stop the bishop to play on g4. So if you understand these ideas, it should be easy then for you to memorize the possible lines. And also, if you look at it, it is very playable by white. You see, yes, the queen is slightly exposed. That is true. It is. But still, it's got some potentiality here. So I wouldn't completely discarded as being not playable by white. Okay, so just wanted to make you aware, guys, that every now and then, maybe if you keep it as a secret weapon in your repertoire, I think it might be fine. Now, as you could see, knight attacks the bishop. You may drop it on b3, there's nothing wrong with this, or you may just keep to develop another piece. You choose to get another piece into the fray. Knight b1, c3. So they took, and you take. So GM Perez now played bishop to e6. So you need to ask yourselves, guys, what does my opponent want to do? Now, obviously, the bishop on e6 attacks the pawn on c4. And now you could play in two very ways here. One, Magnus played queen to d3, but apparently post commentators appreciated, including the engine, appreciates that b3 is actually the move to do here, because you don't move the queen away. You may want to make a pin also with the bishop on g5 here. So for this very reason, b3 is being recommended. Magnus played queen to d3. Knight goes to d7. So that's what we got. What move is this? Let me just check the list. That's move 10. This is move number 10. And I don't see anything super wrong with white here. They just don't look bad. You know, it's okay. They're about to castle. Maybe king side, maybe queen side. Again, I think it looks absolutely playable. All right. Now, if you ask yourselves, why did black play knight to d7? Well, you just need to visualize the c5 square, and then you will understand that actually the knight on c5 wants to attack the queen on d3. So for this matter, you could just very well play bishop e3, you know, and you will be taking that knight when they go to c5. Now, Magnus played b3 because he's ready to move the queen. So when he played now b3, the pawn on c4 is protected, and after knight c5, you can just move the queen away. So black castled, bishop e3. He still played the bishop on e3, f5. So now the game will get a little bit more hairy here. But for you to having an idea, nothing wrong to having whites and to choose to play this particular line in the opening. The king's pawn, wayward queen attack. Now, why did Carlsen play f3 here? Well, because he's just simply anticipating. He's just anticipating any f4 move, and the bishop would like to stay in the game, and also to stopping any possible checks by the black queen. The bishop on f2 would be very happy to go to f2. Okay, so indeed, black checked the white king. He played bishop f2, that's the reason they played f3, and also f3 to just take it back at some point. Well, not now, because they will be attacking twice on f2 with the rook and the queen. Queen repositions, and also attacks on g2, so that's the reason why white played rook to g1, to prevent the queen to take a pawn. You don't want to lose that pawn. So again, inviting you guys to contemplating, that's move number 15. Just wanted to show it to you guys that choosing to play with white this line is, it's absolutely benign. There's nothing wrong whatsoever. You know, you can envisage yourselves playing this with white. There's nothing bad. You know, just keep it in your arsenal. Just keep it in your repertoire, and every now and then, just you could experiment with this. You could experiment with this. I think it looks to me absolutely super fine. You know, let me just switch it now over to the machine. I want to see the evaluation. And look at this, guys. Look what the engine says. Plus 0.42. You're doing even slightly better than your opponent. Even slightly better. And I hope, guys, that the presentation made it clear for you every single step up to the move 18. So now we are in the middle game practically. We're in the middle game now. So there's nothing wrong with this line for white. just keep it as your ace in a sleeve. Maybe you would like to practice, to experiment with this opening, and just come back and tell me how you did with this. Record the game if you play over the board, or send me a link with the game you've played, and I'll be more than happy to have a quick look and see what you did and what you could have done better, etc. So I think it's superb. Right, so guys, that was for the King's Pawn opening Wayward Queen attack. Just some quick considerations, and wishing you a very fabulous, miraculous day. Thank you.